We're going to learn Perek Beis Mishnah Dalid. This Mishnah has 4 parts. The first part of the Mishnah is a continuation of the last Mishnah. In Mishnah Gimel we learned that if a person builds a sukkah in a way where his sukkah is being supported by a tree, and if they were to remove that tree, the sukkah would no longer be able to stand, then the sukkah is kosher, but a person is not allowed to go into the sukkah on Shabbos or Yom Tov. So continues now in our Mishnah that if a person builds a sukkah on the ground and they build a frame upon which they are going to place their schach, but they use the trees that are planted on the ground surrounding their sukkah as a wall, then if the tree and its branches is strong enough that it is able to withstand a regular wind, then the sukkah is kosher and a person's allowed to go into the sukkah on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Now the second part of the Mishnah will discuss the rule of ha'osek b'mitzvah patur min ha'mitzvah, that if a person is currently involved and busy doing one mitzvah, then since they are mentally and physically involved with this mitzvah, they are then exempt from doing another mitzvah. For example, if a person is traveling for the mitzvah of visiting their Rebbe, or if a person is traveling to do the mitzvah of pidyon shavuyim, which means to free and release a person in prison, then if when they are on their journey, they spend the night in a specific location, and if they were to sleep in a sukkah that night, it would mean that they would not sleep as well, and the next morning they wouldn't be able to travel properly to do their mitzvah, then that night they are exempt from sleeping in a sukkah. Now the third part of the Mishnah will tell us that if a person is sick, even if they are not dangerously sick, but they are sick enough that if they were to be in a sukkah, it would cause them tsar, pain, then the sick person and their attendant who is helping this person are both exempt from being in a sukkah. And the fourth and final part of the Mishnah is that a person's allowed to eat or drink a temporary food, a snack, outside of the sukkah. Now, what types of food and how much food is considered to be a meal, and which foods are considered to be a snack? So if a person eats bread or mezainis more than a kebeya, more than the size of an egg of 2 ounces, then that is always considered to be a meal, and they are never allowed to eat that outside of the sukkah. If they eat a kebeya, 2 ounces or less of bread or mezainis, or they eat any amount of meat, of fish, of dairy products, of fruits, of vegetables, all of those items are considered to be a snack, and we are allowed to eat them outside of a sukkah. And when it comes to drinks, if a person settles himself down specifically to drink wine or any other important beverage, then that is considered to be a meal. And they are not allowed to drink those items outside of the sukkah. But if they are drinking those items not with that intention, or they are drinking any other beverage, that is considered to be a snack, and you're allowed to drink it outside of a sukkah. Now it is important to note that it is our minig Chabad, that we are careful to try to never eat or drink anything or any amount outside of the sukkah. We are now going to read the Mishnah inside. The first part of the Mishnah, ha'osek sukkah, if someone makes his sukkah frame, bein ha'ilanos, between the trees that are on the ground, ve'ha'ilanos, and the trees, the fanes law, are walls for it, for this sukkah frame, and the trees and the branches are strong enough that they're able to withstand a regular wind, then kishera, the sukkah is kosher, and the person is allowed to enter the sukkah on Shabbos or Yom Tov. Part 2 of the Mishnah, shluchei mitzvah, people sent to do a mitzvah. Like for example, if someone is going to greet his Rebbe, or if a person is going to perform the mitzvah of pidyon shavuyim, of redeeming and freeing someone in prison, then piturin, those people are exempt min ha-sukkah, from the mitzvah of sukkah, while they are traveling to perform this mitzvah. The third part of the Mishnah, chaylin, sick people, and this refers to people that are not dangerously ill, but they would have pain by being in a sukkah, Umishamsheyan and their helpers, both of these people, Peturin min sukkah, are exempt from being in a sukkah. The fourth part of the Mishnah, Oichlin, we may eat, V'shaisin, and we may drink, Arai, in a temporary way, a snack, Chutz l'sukkah, outside of the sukkah, and it is our minig to try to eat and drink any foods and any amounts inside of the sukkah.